So the unfortunate thing happened to the Firebird. The radiator cracked, it's leaking instead of circulating. Junk, $400 aluminum radiator, junk. Didn't even last 2 years. So I'm gonna do the reasonable thing, and we're gonna cam it. So if you don't know anything about this car, it is LS swapped, or 5.3 swapped, whatever you want to call it, and it does have an LS6 intake. This is off of a 2017 Mustang GT, by the way, my old car. But anyway, here's my fancy radiator, busted at the bottom, junk. It might be able to be fixed, I don't know, it might be just a cracked weld, not sure. But, so since I got to pull this thing out anyway, wouldn't it just make sense to just go ahead and slide this cam in here? It's just a BTR Stage 2, nothing fancy, brand new. It's about the same size cam, maybe a little bit smaller cam than what's in my 99 Camaro SS over there, which I just recently painted, so there'll probably be a video up here for you to click up here if you want to check that out. I did everything with me and my buddy, did everything ourselves, and let's just take a peek at it real quick. It's a little dirty right now, but this is a true SS SLP car, you know, but you guys can look at that later. But anyway, let's get to this. And I do daily drive this for the last 3 years, a little over 3 years, about 3.5 years now. And I've put about 25,000 miles on it. Rebuilt 4L60E. And this engine has about 300,000 miles on it. Anyway, we'll hopefully pick up maybe 30 horsepower or so with this. Maybe 40, I don't know. Not much. It's just a baby cam. But anyway, I don't really care about horsepower in this car. I just want the sound, the reliability, and just to get in and go. And that's literally all I do with this car. So let's get to it. I got everything up here for it. I got the cam, obviously. And then we have some lifters in there, down at the bottom somewhere. There they are. And then I'm going to soak those in oil, actually. Then I got my gasket kit, which I've already robbed a couple pieces from to fix other crap. And what do we got in here? This looks like the little trunnion upgrade thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. We will see. That's for the rocker arms. This is just a 553 cam, so this might be unnecessary. I just got factory head bolts if I wanted to be factory head bolts, and I do have ARP head bolts. One's for a 4th gen, one's for a 3rd gen head. They're slightly a little different. I think there's longer bolts in the Gen 3 stuff. These are look like probably push rods. I hadn't even opened them. I believe they're valve springs. Duh. And then here's the push rods. So I got everything for this thing. I mean, I could maybe get the lifter trays. I don't know if it's exactly necessary. I do have the old ones for the Firebird, or from the GTO back in the day. And also, I do have an old LS1 chain. I might go buy an LS2 chain from the parts store, actually. This gear is from the GTO, which actually I might use that if this one's kind of worn, because this one's slightly worn. I think that car only had like 120, 40, 1,000 miles on it, not 300 like this one. So any parts from this 130, 40,000 mile GTO is going to be better than this one, I would think. But anyway, shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully get this done in a day. Also, if you're doing this, it's good to get this harmonic balancer puller. And then also, since we're doing valve springs and valve seats and all that stuff, it's good to have this too. Makes it super easy, and if you got a impact, even easier. Super easy. So I'll be using that guy, and then I got a cheap little Walmart impact somewhere that actually is not bad. Not as good as Harbor Freight, but not bad. I got it for free, so I can't complain. But anyway, let's get to it. Shouldn't be too bad. We got the supervisor on duty today, so we got to be good. Make sure we got everything torqued down to spec. While we're at it too, we should probably get a before and after, by the way, exhaust note. Should just have a little chop to it, and I plan on tuning it myself. I did all the tuning for that one and it's been fine for the last 8,000 miles. So first, as always, it might be a good idea to just disconnect this battery here, and then all I'm going to do is take that off, take this off, take this off, radiator comes out, and then we can start digging in. Alright, now we got the radiator out. Probably junk, not sure. But, no, I would not. But now we got all this room, and when we slide the cam in, we may have enough room right here. I'm not sure yet, but this may have to come out. If it does, two bolts, real easy. And then we got 3 bolts for the alt.
You don't know what he's talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I know. And then we got 3 bolts on this side and 3 bolts on this side for the water pump. And the good thing about all of this LS swap ICT brackets for your power steering and your alternator is that they're not all connected to your water pump. So we don't have to take any of that off. We just have to take this off and our harmonic balancer and then our pulley down here. Easy peasy. Let's get to it. So I was completely wrong thinking that I was going to do this the simple way and not do all the stuff in the heads and all that lifters and all that fun stuff. I absolutely got to take all of the accessory stuff off of there. Idiot, what was I thinking? Stupid. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and take off a harmonic balancer. It's a 24 millimeter. Stick it on this little guy right here, pop it right off, and then we'll get to taking all this good stuff off the intake, all that fun stuff. Alright, so I got just a little bit further now, and I did not record all of this. I just think it's kind of easy, all this little stuff, get out the way, sensors, all that other coils, all that other crap. But we're pretty close to pulling the heads, and then we can pull the front timing cover and all that stuff. So next I'm going to pull the intake off, fuel, move all these wires out the way, hoses, all that stuff, vacuum stuff, easy. And then we'll get the headers off. May or may not pull spark plugs, I don't know yet. Might be extra work, probably won't pull them. We're almost there, so we're not far at all from sliding that cam in. Alright, just looking at this first time ever since I have got this thing on the road. These all feel good. Not all loose. And this motor does have about almost 300,000 miles on it. Ooh, dragonfly. That's good to have. I guess we'll have to take this guy off here, a little crossover tube. Next, we'll probably get exhaust off, and then we'll get the heads. Sound check. So that's what a 300,000 mile
5.3 looks like. We still got some cross hatchings actually. I'm almost wondering, does this really have that many miles on it? There's a pretty good lip on that. Yeah, it's probably about 280, 300. But you know what? It still runs really, really good. So let's put the cam in it. After you get your little cam plate off, which it just slides right over there, just 4 bolts, 10mm bolts. I think they're torqued down to like, I don't remember, like 15 foot-pounds maybe. It's not much. But anyway, I kind of marked it. Just literally gonna pull it straight out. And I marked it where this is gonna be because timing gear has a little mark. And I put it all the way to top dead center just to say we did, and there should be a mark on the bottom gear as well. As long as those two are lined up, we should be good. But I just grabbed 2 bolts from the water pump just for a little bit of leverage, and this should just turn. Yep. And we'll just yank her out, and hopefully we got enough room. Let's see. Just kind of eyeballing it. Yeah, it's going to be tight, but hopefully we got enough room. But anyway, let's slide. Oh, actually, before we do that, I gotta take the freaking lifters out. Idiot. Now, if I spun the cam right, it should go up into the little pockets here, or whatever you want to call these. Hopefully they did not come out together. And if I did this right, hopefully they did not come out. Sometimes they get stuck up in there and they just come out perfectly. But anyway, they're right here. We can just grab them with some pleers. There's one. Alright, now we got the lifters out. Let's see what we can do here. Very careful. Very careful. Kind of have to lift it up and over. Kind of twist a little bit. Oh, get it over those cam bearings. Don't push too hard or pull too hard. You do not want to ruin those cam bearings. This does get easier as you keep going because you get more leverage. Try and make sure you go straight, and there you go. Cam's up. That easy. Now if we look at this, like, that's not horrible. This thing is still in good shape, and if I ever want to turn this back to stock, I would throw this back in, no problem. Not bad. But anyway, I will store this just like I stored the LS1 cam for the GTO. Let's put the new one in. Here's the brand and new camification we got here. They are 218. Just a baby cam. Should give an okay little thump. Nothing special, but better than what's in it now. Alright, let's do it. So just as it came out, it's gonna go back in the same way, and I did oil the crap out of this thing. Let's just try and go as slow and as straight as we can, and we don't want to push. See, it's at the next cam bearing, and just slowly go with it. Don't ramrod this thing in here. There. Go. And this is gonna get harder as you go. Just take your time. Alright, now this is the hardest part. Need a little bit of muscle. Oh, there we go. There we go. Good deal. See, I oiled the crap. I dumped probably half a quart of my hands. Whatever. For safety measures, I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil down in here where the lifters are going to go. Just a squoosh, just a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Had them all soaking in there. I'm just going to put it over on top of the valley pan. I'm just going to pop them in. Alright, so when you are putting your heads back on, make sure you reuse. You just clean this up and reuse your head gaskets. I'm just kidding. No, I got brand new BTR head gaskets. Make sure they're going the right way because there is a water jacket back there and not up here. So, and it does say front. So, almost impossible to get this wrong, but it could happen. So, make sure you put new head gaskets on. And then also, I got these new, I think they're just 550 springs, or whatever you want to call them. Just BTR springs. Put those guys on with new retainers, valve stem seals, things, whatever you want to call them. But really, really easy if you have the correct tool. You do 2 at a time with this little thing. Really cool. Like each one takes, or well, for 2 of them at a time, it takes like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, I'd say. Easy. If you have an impact, I mean, it is just super, super easy. So I'm about to throw this guy back on. I should clean it up a little bit, but my hands are all dirty. So I mean, how much? I don't know. We'll see. Supervisor's on duty today, so maybe I should clean it up. But anyway, let's get to it. Alright, so really important thing to do when you're torquing down your heads is to follow the torque procedure specs. I did 3 passes on here. First to 25 foot-pounds, 50 foot-pounds, and then 75 foot-pounds. And then I went and rechecked them all again to make sure it was all actually correct at 75 foot-pounds at the end. And then, so that's at your big bolts, your 13 millimeters, or I think if you have the stock bolts, I think they're 15 millimeter. But anyway, I use the ARPs. Your little bolts up by the intake is 25 foot-pounds, and that's the last pass you'll do. Other than that, let's slap the rest of this thing together. To finish this up, we got the headers back on, and then about to put push rods back in, which I got them soaking in oil, which is probably a little unnecessary, but just so that when they go down there, touch the lifters, they got a little bit of oil on them. Gotta do that for both sides. Just put new gaskets on the valve covers, so we do need to clean this up yet. And then we'll put the rocker arms on. We have to adjust those, which if I remember right, you get it down to 0 lash, and then you go between a half a turn, 3/4 of a turn, or a quarter turn. We'll figure it out when we get there. But everything's torqued down, ready to go. Front cover's back on. Let's get to it. So now that we got the rocker arms all tightened up, push rods all in, ready to go, just threw a little bit of oil on it just to say that I did, kind of lubed it up a little bit. Now we just need to put all the front accessories back on, the intake, valve covers, and we should be about ready to be firing this thing up. So me trying to be a little cheapskate, I got the wrong radiator. This is a stock one, but it seems super thin, and it's like 2 or 3 times thinner than the one that was originally in this one. So I'm wondering if this came out of a V6 car. It'd probably be best just to go ahead and get another aluminum radiator, even though I don't want to spend the extra money. But I'm gonna get on the Google machine here in just a little bit and order me up another aluminum radiator, I guess. But for the time being, we can have this thing sitting idle for probably 10 minutes or so if we need to. Play with the tune a little bit. Let's just see if we can get this thing to idle. This is going to be the first startup. So now that the cam swap is complete, I've done a little bit of tuning here. I spent about 2-3 hours on it, driving up and down the road, making changes here and there, and then I got it pretty good. I've driven it to work a couple times here at this point, and ignore all this right now. I don't know if this is going to be a fix or not, but maybe. We'll see. If anything, that one might be a fix. But anyway, that's going to be another video. But here we go. We're going to start it. See how it sounds. Here it is after it's all been said and done. I did get a new aluminum radiator, and it's just a cheap one this time. I didn't spend the big bucks. I think that thing was only like 120 bucks. So if it breaks, I'm not out 400 bucks, I'm out 120 bucks. So we'll see how it works. All cleaned up, it looks pretty good. I did add this elbow right here off of like a 2012, 2013 Ram with the Hemi in it, because when I was tuning this thing, I was noticing that I had about 140, 150 IAT numbers, and I was thinking, what can I do to prevent that? Now, my IAT sensor, intake air temperature sensor, is right there, and maybe if I move it to here, it might be a little bit different or whatever. I don't know if it really matters, but we got a lot of cool air coming up through here. Hopefully it isn't turbining in here or whatever, but it seems to be okay. It's good enough for who it's for, and I don't really care. But what I do care about is once I move the intake tube over here, or once I added to the intake tube and aimed it down here, I have decreased about 30 degrees, so it was a win. Maybe it could go down a little bit further, maybe, but then we got to worry about water and rain and all that other good stuff. And also, I would like to maybe put something in between the radiator, maybe behind here, not sure, just to maybe cool it down or keep away the hot from where the cold needs to be. It is staying between 90 and 109 at all times, even when it's 85, 90 degrees out. So that's a win to me. So with that, I'm going to leave it off right here. If you guys like videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.